One of my favorite stories is this simple act of obedience that led to something so unimaginable. It's the story of this little country pastor who felt led by God to sell his television so he could actually invest the 2 hours that he would normally watch TV in prayer instead. And one night, as he was praying, he strangely feels led to pray over this news article in the Times Magazine that happened to be laying on the desk where he was praying. And specifically, he prayed over this picture of these gang members that were on trial for murder. And somehow he strangely felt the need to go to this trial and represent these boys somehow. And he's like, really, God, this is crazy. But in another bold act of obedience, he shows up at the courtroom. He asks the judge to speak with the boys on trial. And the judge totally kicks him out of the courtroom. He's like, no, yeah, that's a hard pass. But on his way out, a journalist snaps a picture of him getting kicked out, and it ends up in the newspaper. With his tail between his legs, this little pastor goes home embarrassed, scratching his head, being like, seriously, God, I feel like an idiot. What was that about? But in spite of what he felt like was a fruitless act of obedience, he still showed up to keep praying. And in his prayer time, again, he felt led through prayer to drive the streets where the gang members lived. So he's driving around and is compelled to stop where this group of kids is loitering. And he walks up to this group of kids. And the gang members immediately recognize him from the picture in the paper where he had gone to advocate for them and been kicked out of the courtroom. He had gained street cred simply by one act of obedience after another. And then this led to Pastor Brooke Wilkinson opening a teen challenge center to help these gang members to get free from addiction and, this destructive life of crime. So today, there are over 1,400 adult and teen challenge centers across the globe that have helped countless people find freedom in Christ. And it was all because a little country pastor decided one day to obey God's call to sell his television. So you see, in the eyes of the Lord, our yes, our obedience, it's not going to always translate to the way we think that it should. But we can't simply obey in hopes of getting a specific outcome, like success or followers or prosperity or answers to our questions or whatever. We have to obey, period. And then we leave the rest up to the Lord. So where could your yes to the Lord take you today? Or maybe the yes that you say to God today is going to have ripple effects in events you can't even fathom for years to come.